What is up, folks? It's your man Jay, and I'm back with another video. Really enjoyed my time off this weekend from doing YouTube and all social media, but it's time to give you some news. And we're going to start with something. Obviously, I was flooded with information once I got back in town, and the first thing I want to talk about is the Pixel 4. Now, Google has obviously, I've spoken in another video. They've made it official. They just said, "Hey, listen, it's out there, and we're just going to show you the phone later. We'll show you all that it can do later." So with that being said, some schematics and specifications about the size and dimensions have leaked out, and apparently the smaller Pixel is actually going to have a much bigger screen. So that would lead me to believe that this phone is probably going to be, I guess I can't say bezel-less, but it should be pretty nice when it comes to the front of the display and actual size of the display. So I looked up this post here, and shout out to Team Pixel all day. Clean the bifocals off, and I want to read the size here for the Pixel 4 that's kind of leaked out on the internet. I guess it's not really a leak at this point, but it says the larger Pixel will have a 6.2 inch to 6.4 inch display. This is Pixel 4, and the smaller one will have between 5.6 and 5.8 compared to the Pixel 3. And the measurements are going to be 147 by 68 by 8.2. So if you put that up against a lot of the phones that you have right now, you can actually see how big the phone is going to be compared to the display in the body itself. And then the larger Pixel 4 XL could possibly, remember rumor mill, could possibly be 160 by 75 by 8.2. And they're going to employ the 18 by 9 ratio. So when I look here, I want to get to some other news too, but let's go to the current Pixel and look at the Pixel 3 and see the dimensions. So first, let's look at the Pixel 3a. The Pixel 3a, the smaller version, the dimensions show 140. It shows 153 by 70 by 8.2. And so if we go back, now this is a 3A. I'm gonna get to the 3 in just a second. So if we go back to the Pixel 4, the smaller version, 147 by 68 by 8.2. So that gives you some sense of this. This could possibly be the size. So it shows you that it's gonna be pretty much a little bit smaller than footprint than the current Pixel 3a. Now what about the Pixel 3 having a 5.8 inch display? That one is 145 by 68 by 7.9. So roughly the same size body, just a bigger display. I'm really hoping that they go with a 5.8 inch display and keep this body size. That is going to be absolutely sweet if they decide to do that. So the Pixel 4, it's exciting. We still, people are saying it's, it's coming out. People are giving like the 4-month date. Like it's got 4 more months. We don't know for sure though. When Google might say screw it and just drop the device. They might just say let's just drop it on them. We don't know. In other news, you've got Palm has now this is weird because Palm, when this came, this isn't the Palm that we used to know. For everybody who's using Palm back in the day, this isn't the Palm that you're going to be used to. But they've decided to release the unlocked version of that Palm phone, and it's up for pre-order. Now the crazy part is the price is $350. So if this is supposed to be something that, as a sidekick to your phone, $350 is another phone. You could actually buy a high-end device for $350. So I don't know what Palm is thinking, but works on all carriers. There's 2 colors. There's gold. There's black. There's basically black trimmed in gold or black trimmed in gray. And that's it, $350, and you get a leather case and you keep it moving. It's unlocked for all carriers pretty much. And you should be good to go. Now what, I paid $350 for this thing? No way. There's no way I'm paying $350 for this little device. It's just not gonna happen, man. Maybe $150. If it's a sidekick to my actual phone. Yeah, no, I think they did this all wrong. Releasing it at $350 from the jump. I remember when it first released at $350, I said to myself, there's absolutely no way anyone's gonna pay $350 for this device. It's just not realistic. But they've got to try. So we'll leave it at that. But yeah, Palm is in there, trying to do this. I don't know, man. So I still don't have my Sony Xperia 1 yet. and I am planning on picking that up. But in the meantime, Sony is got some phone coming out with 6 cameras. I don't know, man. I really think all the companies should take notes from Google with the 1 camera and just get it done. You know, like the Pixel devices are just top of the line for photos and things like that, and video is not bad anymore either. So I don't know, but Sony's got something coming out with 6 cameras. This is crazy. Now, it could be just rumor, or again, treat this as a rumor, but they could just be testing the waters to see, hey, you know, is this going to work? I personally think that they're probably going to go through with this thing. So, and that's 6 on the rear. So it shows to have a 20 megapixel, a 48 megapixel, a 16 megapixel, a 8 megapixel, a 12 megapixel, and then a 0.5 time of flight camera. And then on the front of the phone, they have 2 cameras, that 0.3 time of flight camera, and then you got a 10 megapixel. So 8 cameras on this phone. That's just crazy. We don't know if it's fan made, you know, I don't know. But just definitely treat that as a rumor for now, because it's pretty amazing that these companies still want to release phones with a bunch of cameras on them, and the phones we have currently aren't that great. You know, they're for the price that they're charging, not very good for the money. So I would say, you know, again, treat it like a rumor. We don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen though. And I've seen a lot of, I'm catching up now, again, since I've been back, I've been trying to catch up on Sony devices. I'm still looking for that new deal. It comes out officially for the Sony Xperia 1. It comes out on July 12th. I've been getting my updates from B&H saying, hey, you know, the generic emails they saying, hey, we haven't forgotten you. But I've also been checking eBay, and I'm more than willing to buy one of the international unlock versions. They're going for just under $900 for the most part, and I've also signed up on the Swappa mailing list. So if one comes up that's new, I will go ahead and jump on that one. But the price on eBay is fluctuating. Like, these sellers, they battle it out with each other to try to get the best price. I mean, they'll drop, one will be $1 less than the other, and that's perfectly fine. They got to battle it out any way they want to. But reality is, the lowest I've seen it is $897, and that's just for the black color only. And then I saw it at other places, but I won't order from them because the tax is ridiculous when I order from places that are close to me or in Texas or in local. Because there is a place in Houston that has pretty much, that company beats a lot of people in prices. But unfortunately, you know, I say he because I think it's the guy that runs it. The tax is so much for me, it still comes up to almost $1,000 after, even though it's like $890 or something like that. So we shall see how that goes. Nonetheless, I still have the phone on my radar. I'm trying to wait it out as long as I can. Some people say, you know, the phone is obsolete now, you know, it's not worth buying. I disagree with that. I just started a review of the LG V40, and believe it or not, there are a few people that are like, oh, you should have reviewed this a long time ago. Folks, you gotta think of it this way. There's no time. The LG V40 is still fairly a new phone. It came out in October of last year, and we're in June of this year, and that's not an old phone. It's got a Snapdragon 845. It's got the cameras. I've posted a video of 4K at 60 frames per second already. If you haven't seen that video, be sure to check that out. But the phone is a beautifully spec'd phone. It's a great low price now. You can find it for a really affordable price, under $500 easy. It's still a relevant phone. Just because the V50 is here and the G8 is here, these phones are not obsolete. You know what I'm saying? Some people are, and a lot of people in the comments were saying, I just bought this. So that just goes to show, you know, the people that say, oh, this is late and all this other stuff. Listen, there's no time frame on when a phone needs to be reviewed, and especially when I'm reviewing it. I'll pick up a phone anytime I want to. It doesn't matter what the other YouTubers are doing. I'm going at my pace. Because honestly, it's very difficult sometimes to review 3 and 4 phones at once. It's almost somewhat impossible sometimes, so you have to get to just 2 at once. So the V40 is at the top of my list for doing reviews right now. Got its own SIM card, own phone number. I'm just going to use it and tell you my experience, and I'm going to try to have a review done within 2 weeks of this day. So, but the Sony Xperia 1, it's got a whole bunch of traction, but it doesn't have a bunch of traction from a lot of people online. But that doesn't mean that it's not good, because you have to remember people aren't buying phones right out for 900 bucks. They rely on financing it. They rely on these carriers to finance these phones, and that's the reality of it. Your Galaxy S devices, your LG, all these phones that are on carriers, very few people, probably less than 1%, are walking in paying full cost. And if you do that, if you buy a carrier phone at full cost, you probably wanted, it probably was a limited, like when I do it, it's limited to a color that I specifically wanted, and it's my carrier anyway, normally T-Mobile. But I avoid buying carrier phones because I want to live unlocked. I want to take it where I want to take it. So the Xperia 1 is definitely a phone that I'm excited about. The Pixel 4 is a phone I'm excited about. And who knows what's coming down the pipeline for mobile, man. I mean, again, Palm released this phone for 350 bucks. I'm not going to say it's not a good deal. All I'm going to say is that you can buy a ton of other phones as a sidekick. Or it's just 350 is a little steep, I think. But this is the way they're marketing it, man. It's supposed to pull you away from things, but at the same time, it's got all these things that your current smartphone currently does. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. You tell me. It's your man Jay. A little bit of news for you. I'm back, and I've already got a couple of videos scheduled. I've recorded some videos. Some of them are already out. Again, you've seen my first impressions of the LG V40. Head over if you haven't seen that video. It's your man Jay. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.